Connected to iPhone.
Yo, what up?
With an app that takes care of that.
That boy is Benny Hanna. to Megan Henderson. You ready?
Ready.
It's that heat, boy.
In trouble cause I move it on the double in the winter time. The snow is out, I'm still gonna be on my hustle cause I'm still on my grind. Gotta get that money cause I ain't got a lot of time. Wasting and patient and anticipating these haters coming through it, trying to face it, but I'm facing my destiny. What the fuck you waiting for? Fuck you waiting for? What the fuck you waiting for? Oh yeah, early in the morning in that art studio with that art and education. What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? What's cracking?
boy.
I don't pay fast, I just stay in the studio like, what the hell? How did that? I skipped the beat by accident. I'll go back.
Listen anywhere, anytime. All your music, no interruptions. YouTube Red.
I'm about to finish this one and start on another one.
It's that hate, boy.
Buy one if you want it. They're kind of expensive, but I sell them. What up, everybody? So this is yo, Game Freak. Yo, so I made a well, I actually talked about something specific about this painting yesterday for several minutes, and I realized a few viewers weren't aware of the symbolism and a part of this painting. So I kind of like told what I know about it, but I'm not going to say anything about it today. If this is your first time seeing this piece, or if you didn't catch the stream yesterday, I want you guys to figure out what these numbers are right here. You know what? Oh man, later on down the line, I do giveaways sometimes. I try to find, I try to hide some kind of subliminals in my art from time to time. And so I make up a challenge where it takes you to actually look over my art catalog and find a painting that has a clue in it that will lead you to the answer of the challenge that I present. And if people can complete those challenges, I do giveaways where I'll actually draw a portrait of you for free, and I'll pay the shipping to send it to you. So you'll get a free drawing from me, absolutely free, if you can complete the challenge. And so I think later on I may use this piece as a challenge. So everybody keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? There may be a free drawing down the line, but I already kind of like formulated it just now. So it's going to be very, very specific, so that you actually, it'll take maybe 30-40 minutes before you can figure out the answer. Once you get to the answer, it'll still take you a minute to like gather the rest of the intel. But I think I do have a challenge. But since this piece is so fresh and I have been talking about it, and I talked about it yesterday a little bit, I think people may figure it out a little too easy. But once again, man, nowadays people's memory and attention span is so fucking short. Like in 3 months from now, if I put this challenge out there, everybody will probably been forgot what the fuck I was talking about, and then it will actually become a hard challenge again. Or I might catch like a whole different group of people who aren't present today. But no, that doesn't say 666. So anyone knows the reference for this number here? Or the reference for, fuck you, trash can, or the reference for that small number there? Yeah, they're kind of insignificant when you look at it like this. Mr. Do-Good, okay. What the hell, Triple M? How many fucking accounts you got, bro? Don't start acting like me, coming under here under different names and shit. See, that's what I'm saying, man. This shit too easy for some people, man. You know what? You don't even get to participate in the challenges anymore, at all. You figure them out. You be like, oh man, Skull and Bones, nigga, shit. That, come on, do something harder than that trap. Like, come on, bruh, really? This motherfucker ain't had to do no research. That shit just cataloged. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked up, man. Can't be giving all the answers away every time. Matter of fact, now you gotta help me come up with challenges. See? And so that ties into the Skull and Bone Society. Now add those numbers together. What do you get when you add these numbers together? And then, come on, camera. I got company. Don't act like. Aha. So you get when you add. Okay. What do you get when you add these numbers together? The Yui. What is that? Uh-huh. No, man. Three and 3 is 6. Plus 0 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. Oh, the Yuri is the beast that roams the outbacks of Australia. Is this some aboriginal legend or some shit, man? What the hell? What the coons? What the? Is it like the chupacabra? I have no idea, bro. I really don't. Now, that is the question. Yo, Money, we were talking about this, man. Why do both of these numbers equal 7? Huh? And 7 is supposed to be an angelic number, a heavenly number, a sacred number. You know? So now you got all of this shit that ties in with this number and the cult that is related to, and it equals 7. You know what I'm saying? And this is some old other shit. Most people don't know what this is associated with, but for some reason, this shit equals 7 too. Something about that number 7 that these little secret cults liking that shit, man. Just Blaze Army in the building. Just Blaze, dun, dun, dun. Make me want to listen to some Just Blaze beats now. Where the fuck is my... Oh, I set my... I'm looking for my phone like, yo, where the fuck is my phone at? Oh, there it is. It was under there the whole time. Something about that 7, man. 7 up. Up is where you now, bruh. See, that shit goes deeper than just some haha like the soda, man. You know what I'm saying? You ever drink 7 Up? You ever drink 7 Up on weed? Man, that shit make you think about the God number, and up is the heavens. You know what I'm saying? From those who came from above to below. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? 7 plus 7, that 14. 14 equals 5. Wait a minute. What? Yeah, let me see that Yuri. Send it to me on my Instagram, yo. What casino you going to? And how much do you intend on spending? You know what I'm saying? You got that one set number, I'm gonna go in here with like $500. I'm not spending more than that. Or if you're trying to ball out, be like, yo, I'm going in here with $1,000. I'm not gonna spend more than $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Jeremy, that's what's up, yo. What's the army? Just Blaze Army. Just Blaze. Let me see.
Job Corps students are going places. On their way to good jobs. Good paying jobs.
Okay. Job Corps. This is the first time in a long time I've seen an advertisement for Job Corps. It must have been running out of little fucking inner city kids to exploit.
Starting from the beginning, like go for it. I make so much fucking money, yeah, they go for it. These rims ain't for sale, bitch. This whip ain't for sale, bitch. And this Cuban ain't for sale, bitch. I've been on the fucking boat like a sail, bitch. 500 feet on the fucking water. 10 fucking carats for my baby daughter. You come through, boy, place your order. I got some niggas that'll meet you at the fucking border. I got my hoodie and my mask on. I got my gun and my blast on. Don't shoot, please. Can't breathe. Don't shoot, can't breathe. I'm just one of the five. I'm just one with the vibes. Even niggas is jealous, so they just want you to die. They don't want you to rise. They just want your demise. So I be crossing my T's and I be dying my eyes. You on the opposite side. Shots on the fly. That's part about it. I can stay right up in Yonkers and hide. Up a gun in the door. Blessing all of the rides until my niggas come home. Free all of the guys. This shit is all a facade. Thought it was all a surprise. I heard all of the stories. Seen all of the lies. Long as the work is official. In the corner supplied. At the end of the day, niggas, we gonna survive. One. Don't shoot, please. Can't breathe. Don't shoot. I got my hoodie and my mask on. Please. I got my gun and my blast on. Don't shoot, please. Can't breathe. Please. Don't shoot. Please. Can't breathe. I'm just one of the.
What y'all playing? I got some Blackout shit. Sniper, Just Blaze Army versus a clan of snipers. I'll check some of that shit out. Man, I don't really be fucking with that Call of Duty no more, man. That shit is like, you know what I'm saying?
This is the master thesis underneath the deepness. Come to MikeClark.net where you can read this. Run a plot on the map in hyperspace. From the Society for Scientific Exploration. Color is vibration, vibration is sound. Sound resonates through the mouth. Check it out, what I say vibrates no less than 9 ways. South, southeast, west, southwest, east, north, northeast, northwest. And the black and white images fade to great sound waves. Track my adversaries like a mouse in a maze with a bewildering array of lyrical display. The best of bits, orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements with a depth in.
Oh shit, I ain't mean to do that.
Like a mouse in a maze with a bewildering array of lyrical display. The best of bits, orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements with a depth intelligence. The highest professorship, my English etiquette compels me to not say it if I can't spell it, bitch. My circular eyes, third eye sees all. Atlantis was surrounded by 4 sea walls. I read 1/4 of the Library of Alexandria before it was burnt to the floor. I wish I could have learned more about the shapes of the sacred geometry they used to draw. They were new millennium, but Euclidean in form, ancient in many ways, but not nearly as old. Carved from Egyptian gold, molded in Assyria, were processed beryllium by the quintillion. They cooked on symmetrical stoves with my logo etched above the hole where they inserted the coal. And they barbecue burns to the bone, and they burn incense in above Mr. Fuller type dome. I talked to Mr. Fuller over the phone, and he said he had a contract to rebuild Rome. He said he didn't want to do it alone. I told him I was busy writing poems, but I think about going. The process was slow and the dough was low, but I took it as the perfect opportunity to grow. Plus I never traveled that far from home, but I heard about the beauty of Sidonian snow. Neon green grass, statues made from translucent glass. I'd be crazy to pass. I like Algerian jazz, the blue twilight band that plays tunes from a laser black sax. It sounds so laid back, it helps me relax. I bought the album after seeing K-Pax. Oh, how I miss my Nautilus. I was told Pharyngo amygdalus did not exist. You have a minus case of scaphocephalus. I prescribe some neo-gothic antibiotics. Words concocted from the lyrical locksmith. Deadliest 10 droplets of rice and toxin. From every angle the competition gets boxed in. It's Dr. C indoctrinates his doctrine. Translate the English alphabet to the omega text. Life is now, but death is next. Postborn out of a bell from the belly of hell. Communicate through diatonic and pentatonic scale. These dark side tales might affect sales. I set sail to hunt down and wreck sperm whales. Use the aphrodisiac to get a female. Call Ginger, tie her up and drink her ginger ale. Grandma with me, scotch on the rocks for you. Your vocab is smaller than a cup of tools. In the studio with James Lipton, reminiscing about the script that was written before the beginning. All of a sudden the booth turned to applause. My jaw's stronger than the Canende macaws. Can't even count the balls I've expended so far. Don't wanna rap no more, it's been so long. I wish the clock would hurry up and tick. I'm out in the bush and the sticks, humping 100 clicks. Dr. Scholes gave me a good fit. Me and him went to school together back in '86 when I was really ill. Putting flank energy in a rhyme the size of a Tylenol pill. You wanna laugh now and cast your belligerent doubt? Show you what poetry's really about. The side effects will make you pass out, followed by skin rash, itching, diarrhea, nausea, and dry mouth. You want a time out? You better spit a rhyme out before the community of real MCs die out. College students say to me, you ain't smart. Record label A&R say this ain't art. These are the contents of the covenant of the ark. Listen to my chest beat, tell me this ain't hard. You gotta be as obsequious as the disciples of Jesus. This is my master thesis.
I always liked cannabis, yo. But I don't know, like after that LL beef, and after he stopped fucking with the dude from the Fugees, Wyclef Jean actually produced Cannabis' first album, and he was very, very disgruntled over that shit, and he made it known on his second album. And I don't know, after his second album, I kind of stopped listening to Cannabis. But that's right around the time that I started writing music, or trying to write music. And so I wasn't listening to a lot of people for a couple of years after that. I always had respect for Cannabis, yo, because his wordplay and his vocabulary is fucking stupid. You cannot deny that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Then he tried to go up against motherfuckers he shouldn't really have, yo. Like, he tried to go against L, he tried to go against M, And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Just rap. You don't need beef. Like, why is you making rap beef? You hot. You don't need that. You don't need the beef to sell your shit, yo. But I don't know what the fuck, yo. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, the 12. Yeah, my 12 track mixtape. That's what I'm saying, man. When I was writing music, y'all, I tried to, I don't know, man. Cannabis definitely had a major influence on me. If you listen to like some of my very, very first shit, when me and my homies were recording on a fucking karaoke machine, you know what I'm saying? I was definitely trying to have a more diverse vocabulary, you know what I'm saying? But then once again, people don't want to really hear that shit. So you gotta, if you want people to like your stuff, you gotta kind of say stuff that they like. It is fucked up, you know what I'm saying? It's fucked up that it's like that, but I don't know, man. My shit was this right here was one of my favorite shits, yo, back in the day.
Hey yo, I stand outside the gates of Buckingham Palace, selling reefer, puffing the trellis with the beat eaters. Getting so high that whenever I drop shit, it'll land on the window in your airplane cockpit. Cannabis with that hot shit, crazy hot click. Niggas is bloody idiots, thinking they can stop this. I'll increase my strength to a superhuman extent. Nigga, your rhyme ain't worth 6 pence. And if you can hear, smell, see, touch, and taste, then you don't need 6 senses to feel me punch you in the face. From Brixton to Clapham Common, my lyrics invade Europe like Joseph Stalin and murder niggas for rhyming. Spitting fire with gasoline for salivas. Drunk as Lady Diana's driver with reporters behind her. Alcohol in the hands of a minor. I got you panicking like bombs with 30-second timers. Clear the building, evacuate women and children. Fuck what you feeling, nigga, I came here to kill them. Straight shitting from New York to Great Britain. And when we do shows, you make the queen pay admission. When I say can I, you say bust. Can I bust? Can I bust? No, when I say can I, you say bust. Can I bust? Yo.
See, that's that shit I remember, yo. That shit right there, and this other shit. This all off his first album, I think, yo. This shit right here, yo.
Suck your dick for $5 per square inch and get $40 including the $5 tip. How big was the dick she just saw? Say what? Say how big was the dick she just saw? If you a nigga with a watch that's iced out with enough rocks to make the hottest room temperature drop, how long will it take for you to get raw? Say what? How long will it be before you get raw? Now if your song played on the radio for the first time 4 days ago, now the shit is rotational. Who got paid off to play it? Say who the fuck got paid off to play it? Say shit. If you sign a recording deal for less than $250,000 and your advance is $100,000 automobile, I know the vehicle was probably beautiful, but did you ask your lawyer if it was recoupable? It's niggonometry.
I was in high school listening to that shit, yo. I was like 14, 15 when this shit was out. Niggonometry. I said this motherfucker took trigonometry and put nigga at the front of that shit. Who the fuck came up with that? This nigga said niggonometry. Oh, damn. Well, I had good music when I was growing up, man. Back in the day, man, that music been banging, son. And we had good music.
IGG, nigga. Nah, I'm
Keep your music playing in the background. Take your songs offline. Listen to it all ad-free.
Imagine waking up to an inbox full of fan mail. People from all over the world.
I already wake up to a box of fucking mail from people from all over the world, bitch.
That boy is Benny Hanna.
What up? How much for a painting, Frankie, boy? What up, Frankie? Man, hey, bro. You ain't want no painting, Frank. Hey, Ron. What? I missed the whole conversation about Freemason cops and Savage. What happened?
Lester.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is y'all even talking about? Yeah. No, we get it, boy. Hey. I'm not gonna answer that. Are you sending it to my PlayStation? I'll look at it. So for my paintings, if you want to commission, Frankie boy, I use those 18 by 24 inch canvases right there. That's my standard size canvas for a commission, unless you specify a larger size canvas. So you'll get a canvas this size, and my starting price is $400. But depending on the photograph, you know, that price may increase, and you have to pay for your shipping. So always remember, you have to factor in your shipping fees. And all I do is I require a $200 deposit for a project, and once I get a deposit, I'll start working on your project. That is if we can agree on everything else. Like obviously, if this background was black, it'd be a lot easier than having all these swirly colors. You know, as is just one person is easier than painting if there was two other people in this picture. You know, then that'll be harder, more detail, more faces. So yeah, so it's little things like that which determine the final price. So I say my starting price is $400 because I won't do anything for less than $400. That's just period. I won't do anything for less than that amount. But normally you're not going to get a $400 painting. My average paintings are probably like $500-600, and then plus your shipping. You know, so in order to get a $400 painting, like, first of all, this canvas would have to be the 18 by 24, like no mask, no articles of clothing, just like a plain white t-shirt and a plain like black background or something like that. That's probably like a $400 painting. But as soon as you add, you know, a leather jacket, long dreads, a mask, a knitted hat, several colors in the background, you can see how that $400 slowly turns into, you know, $450, $500, or $525 to get a piece done. And then you want it on a larger canvas, so that's going to add like another $80, $90 to it. So I mean, I think for the level and quality of work that I do, a $600 painting is super fucking cheap, bro. Like you're not gonna get the shit I make anywhere else for $600. You're just not. Trust me. I look at art all the time. Motherfuckers, other people who sell a $600 painting, they're not doing it like this. You know what I'm saying? That's why my own work, I sell my own shit for you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, because they're bigger canvases, way more detail, and it's my own imagination. So even just my commissions, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep them cheap or whatever. But a $600 painting, where you're getting fucking, you know, detail level like this, you're not gonna find another artist who's qualified or who has the talent or technique to produce a high quality oil painting with such detail and then only charge you $600 for that shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no game. This that official. This that real official shit. pupils. Oh no. you want his whole eye blacked out? Nah, on some demon shit. Mm-mm. Not 332, it's 322. And then 3301. Geiger? I'm not exactly sure who that is. I failed art class, so you have to forgive me if I don't know artists by name. His name is H. Art. He did the original Alien. Okay, I watched a documentary about this guy, I think. Yeah, his shit was crazy. Dark shit. Was what my trademark signature? What? No. My signature is that. Is it an area code? Jared, just look it up. Just see, just Google it. Just type the numbers into Google. 322. Type that into Google. See what comes up. Or you can type in. Oh, you can type in 3301 and see what comes up. Oh man, people hate to look for answers. Just tell me, Travis. Tell me what the fuck this is. It an area code? Is it like your symbol, your trademark? Like, are you gonna fucking tell me? Just give me the answer, man. Tell me what it is, bro. What the fuck do the numbers mean, man? Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. But I hate math, so that's just like my personal punch to math. Like, fuck you, math. I'm an artist. bitch. And my name looks like the pi sign, 3.14, bitch. But screw math, art. You know what I'm saying? I took the pi sign and I made my initials into like a pi sign. Which has and pi has nothing to do with art. So you get it? I don't know, but for some reason that shit is funny as fuck to me, yo. And people who finally look at it like, yo, it kind of looks like the pi sign. It's like it is. Oh, Rob Apollo think he knows some shit. This motherfucker's a secret scientist. We're getting a storm up here. You can't tell it, but it's kind of snowing. Like the snow we already had never even melted yet, and now it's snowing again. And they're talking. Well, yesterday they said fucking 12 to 14 inches, but now they knocked it back down to like 4 to 6 inches. But Philly shut down. Philly said they're going to get hit real bad. You can kind of see the snow coming down. It's coming down kind of light right now. But I don't know. Yeah, that's fucking, yeah, my little mark. For a long time, I just used that by itself, and I didn't even write my name on it. And now I don't even sign my art anymore. Because, you know, I'm so fucking famous now. Like, I don't even have to sign my shit. Because when people see it, they just know it's like, oh, yo, that's a Travis Prince painting. And I'm like, you fucking right, it's my painting, bitch. So, I realize that now after like going to like real official galleries and seeing like professional artists. Most professional artists don't really sign their shit, yo. They might have a card or something attached to the back of the work, or they sign something on the back, but like on the front. Like, motherfucker, recognize me, bitch. Recognize my art. Why do I have to say my name? You know who did this. You know what I'm saying? Look at it. Tell me who did it. Say it. Say it. Travis Prince, you damn right it's me, bitch. I ain't gotta write my name on it for you to know that. Say my name. Travis. Copyright.
Never quit and never give up. Écoute ça,
What the fuck?
You. That you, not me. That you that you prominent.
This is, oh, Battlefield 1.
Feel the rhythm.
This motherfucker's horse got stuck on the wall, like.
We have lost George.
Halfway there, the enemy.
He finally got that bitch though.
Bruh.
What the fuck? Somebody got some laggy ass internet.
What is that? Oh shit, what is that?
What the fuck? Yeah, I got Battlefield 1, but I don't really play that shit no more, man. I play fucking Ghost Recon Wildlands. In a dark Australian forest, I got you. Send me my $200 deposit to my PayPal account. My PayPal account is TravisPrince81@yahoo.com. And Jeremy, subscribe to my home channel. It's banned from live streaming right now, but it should be back up in like 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe. They cut me off for 90 days. So this is like a sub account, but I think this channel is called Prince Travis or something like that, and my regular channel is Travis Prince. You see how smart that is? Psh, bruh. Genius. No way, no way, no fucking way.
Oh! Shit!
Almost.
That shit is spawning motherfuckers underneath the
Do
damn.
not do that. I am locked up.
It's not loud. Hello.
Stop when you play with me at the normal side.
Right.
Bruh.
Come on.
I don't know. The main thing about fucking the main thing about that fucking Ghost Recon is the matchmaking, yo. That shit takes forever to get like in the match, yo.
You take care of business. We take care of you. Office Depot Office Map.
That shit take forever to get into a match.
Fargo has the #1 mobile banking app, and it just got even better with Zelle. My customers are settling up with each other, so I have more time. Why does that matter? Oh. Just ask Patsy. You should see my cross stitching.
How to get this yard?
Behind Pete's great-looking yard is his secret weapon, the Scott's Turf Builder program.
What up, guys? Alright guys, give me a few more minutes and I'm gonna get right with y'all. Word to mother.
You take care of business, we take care of you. Office Depot Office.
You know what I call taking care of business? Oh my god, skip commercials. It wouldn't let me skip that one, guys.
Fresh on a fucking beat.
What up, son? Yeah, maybe. I was thinking about doing like a father-son mixtape. Yeah, so when you get back up there, we can pick out some beats and stuff and see if we can find a studio somewhere local and drop a couple tracks and stuff. What are you doing? The doctor's appointment. No, the appointment at 10:30. Hey, well, how was that concert though? Yeah. How many different acts were there? Little Sky? Yeah, that's how you spell news. Oh, okay. I'll check it out. See what they working with. No, I thought I was gonna be in Philadelphia today for some meetings and stuff, but the meetings got canceled because of weather. We're gonna have like some kind of severe snowstorm up here. I'm in the studio painting. Trying to get it in. I might have my own show next year, so yeah. Huh? No, my own a show at the gallery that I'm a member of. I had a solo show a couple years ago. The whole downstairs. Well, last time they gave me the downstairs. It wouldn't matter if I was downstairs or upstairs, but normally you get a whole floor. You get downstairs or upstairs, one or the other. But the downstairs is good because you got the front window. But I don't know. So I'm already putting some stuff together now. I had to put together some images on a flash drive. I gotta label them and put sizes and stuff on it and prices. But I'm still gonna like bust my ass for the rest of this year and make sure I have a lot more new stuff for next year. Huh? That's what I was supposed to go to Philly for today. It was supposed to be today, but they got canceled because of the weather, and so now they're saying it probably won't be until June. Yeah, so you'll be up here around that time. It is what it is. You can't control the damn weather. I wish we could. Well, some people can control the weather. I wish. What time is it now? Your mom's off today? Yeah. Just be cool with it. I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm on camera right now. What? Man, what is your Instagram? Jod God, what? Jod Ninja God. Everybody follow Jod Ninja God on Instagram. Man, not many because my back is to the camera and I've been on the phone with you for a minute. So like, a lot of people drop out. It's like 12 people in here. Okay. You supposed to let me get some of your followers, man. You trying to get all my followers. As long as you appreciate art, man. I make art for the kids. I make art for the kids. Yeah, all the kids need to check my art out, man. No. Okay. What is he talking about? She don't know what the hell. She don't know about no part. Mm-hmm. You still gotta go to school today though, right? I don't try to make it take longer than it need. You be trying to get them grades, get your grades up. Yeah, instead of hollering at the chicks. Dude, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with you, bro. I wish I could see him all the time. Let me talk to her real quick. I don't want to hear that shit now. Hey. How his grades is right now? That math is the most important shit. That math the most important shit, yo. Screw that. Yeah. Me neither. Like I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know what it is. So it doesn't seem like I don't know. I'm on live camera right now, so I can't talk about too much personal shit. But oh my God! Everybody wants a shout out on my fucking show. Oh, Black Queen Jones 86. Everybody. Oh my God. On Snapchat. Okay. Cause Jarrell just made me do the same fucking thing. Oh, anyway. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, I need you to. No, for real. I need that reimbursement on that plane ticket. Oh. Huh? What? You did take... No, you took the other thing back. You bringing up some old ass shit. Tell Jarrell I said I love him. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Motherfucker wanna bring up old shit. Yeah. Yes. All right, I'm coming.
Perfect.
Do you guys love this beat as much as I do? That shit is nice.
Perfect.
When you do an education stream, I got you.
Beat is crazy. Boy, I love this shit.
Cody.
Cody.
Wells Fargo has the #1 mobile banking app, and it just got even better with Zelle. My
use
customers
the
are settling up
Wells
with each
Fargo
other, so I have more
mobile
time.
banking app. So I don't need to hear your advertisement for it. I already have it.
This is a homage beat.
Alright, whatever.
Shit is coming out motherfucking magnificent. This shit all over the motherfucking world. Some agua. Yeah, my son got a C in math. You know what I'm saying? Like, he about to go to high school, man. This is the first time he started making C's this year in 8th grade, yo. He's always been an A-B student. You know, he had a couple report cards where he's an all A student. And I don't push for all A's, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn. Try to make them motherfuckers, man, but don't make less than no B. You know what I'm saying? A's and B's, A's and B's. Now he got C in math. You know what I'm saying? How does 9 connect all the digits? That's that vortex math, man. That 9, that 3, 6, and 9, yo. Cause the 3 and 6 oscillate back and forth, but the 9 at the top of the fucking circle, yo. Cause you know, it's not no 0, but it's weird, yo. Look up vortex math, yo.
Taylor.
But I ain't good at math. I'm good at art. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell my son that math is important as shit, yo. Most high-paying careers deal in math. Nope.
You know the #1 mistake I see entrepreneurs make is the fact that you're not using advertisements like this to get more customers. They're simple. Man, just come with.
Nope. Turkey bacon, like a veggie omelet. With your olives and tomatoes and mushrooms and peppers. And some bacon. Yeah. Makes sense. that shit up. I'm thinking like, my man Triple M put me up on that Vortex map. Wait a minute, that is fucking Triple M. Nobody got me doing math while I'm trying to eat my breakfast. That's fucking crazy. That shit crazy as hell. Everything is 9. Oh shit, I just got 100 followers on this PlayStation account. Do it, Trap. Oh, this is your aim sucks. How's that breakfast? It tastes good? Alright, well listen, just write down, look, 0 to 9. Right? One way. Then write it up. No, put the fork down. What? Just tell me what it is. Ritter. Are you related to John Ritter by any chance? John's my uncle. My Uncle John? How do you know him? Man, you don't know about putting them big ass green olives in your omelet, man. Olives be banging, son. I'm already at 2 hours. I might take a break shortly, guys. Shit. Oh, I actually forgot about that.
Medical marijuana is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The future is this weed pill.
What? Got my attention. American marijuana. Huh? What? You would know? Oh yeah, that was tasty. I should have had 2 pieces of toast and made a sandwich out of that shit. Seriously forgot about that whole award shit, bro. I don't know who won that shit.
Just money, papi.
I'm not really feeling that shit at all.
Have darker and cooler regions means that the sun is cooler in its interior. Another way,
a particularly powerful fork lightning. It looks like the lightning discharge channel is broken up into a
I was at the gym this morning working out. This is what I was listening to.
string of glowing plasma beads. So last year there was a report from the Herschel Space Telescope, which is looking in infrared into the birthplaces of stars. And here's a quote from the paper. A view of an incredible network of filamentary structures and features indicating a chain of near-simultaneous star formation events glittering like strings of pearls deep in our galaxy. That is, in effect, bead lightning in an interstellar cloud. There was a subsequent paper which examined some of these filaments in more detail. And here's the quotes from that paper. The filaments are huge, stretching for tens of light years. And regardless of the length or density of a filament, the width is always roughly the same. That's like cloud-to-cloud lightning. But the explanation of the astronomers is that all of these kinks in that are caused by exploding stars. So I asked the question, where are these exploding stars? And shouldn't there be some sort of radial curvature associated with those filaments? Instead of that, it has the same kind of tortured path of lightning, and the stars form along those filaments.
This dude is trying to say star formation is different than what people think it is, yo. And that shit is like fucking, like you said, just a spark, that pure energy. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking lightning, yo. Well, Lucifer means the light bearer. So it's actually a kind of cool name. I think I've seen that too, yo. It comes around, what, every 60 years? When the last time? Is that what I'm thinking about? I think I saw that shit too, yo. I'm thinking about something else. For 1,000. Yo, Freak, what up? Yeah, that's what I saw. Haley's comment. That the hell, Bob. Where the fuck were you at? Where you had to be at to see that? Yeah, I'm thinking about Haley's. Hell, Bob and Haley's. Yeah. My bad. I knew I was getting something confused. But Haley's comic came through in the fucking 90s, right? Hmm. 1,000 years missing in history. Thunderbolts of the gods. Purple Dawn and Saturn cosmology. Why does Illuminati symbolism refer to Saturn? Standard cosmology versus the electric plasma theories. Our created solar system. What are we being told? Energy from space. The shift has begun. Best documentary ever. Ancient explosions. Graham Hancock, 2018. Ooh, Mankind in Amnesia. I was watching that one. Worlds in Collision. Remembering the End of the World. Full documentary. The Electric Universe Theory. Some interesting shit, bro. I might have to come to this channel more often. Then I did see that shit. I saw, yeah, Hell Bop. The German. What up? I probably seen both of them. Cause I was alive in the 80s. I was a wee lad.
An important aspect of the formation of stars and of all condensed bodies in the universe is this effect that occurs in a Birkeland current filament, and that is that it scavenges very efficiently widely scattered material and draws it into the central axis of the Birkeland current filament. Now the interesting thing is that in the standard model of the collapse of the protostar material, it's all radial, and astronomers have cooked up a story whereby the final collapse of all that material is adiabatic. In other words, there's no heat escape. Because the material here is distributed along that filament, the coolest part of the matter here is along the axis. And the other very important aspect of Markland convection is that all of the cool, low ionization potential elements, which you can see there are carbon, sulfur, iron, silicon and magnesium, all the things you need to make up a planetary core, are deposited along that filament at the axis. Of course, once you've got sufficient material along that axis, there is a tendency for it to break up into blobs or into stars.
The Haiti video.
So this means that they must constitute the core matter of stars.
When I was in high school, they showed us some shit like, yo, there was like, yo, this comet only comes through every so many decades. We saw this shit
destroys any idea that stars have hydrogen cores. Another tries to find these hotspots, they call them, 0.03 light years away from Earth, because they must be within that distance actually. because further out galactic magnetic fields should deflect the particles and smear them across the sky. So here we have evidence for another of Alfvén's predictions. Of course, no such sources are known to exist conventionally. I believe, this is my diagram, the electric sun has been confirmed because last year we heard stories about these energetic neutral atoms which are entering the heliosphere. This is the heliosphere, the sun's this little speck in the middle, and the current that flows in the equatorial plane of the sun, it may not be equatorial actually because these are aligned with the local magnetic field as you would expect from Birkeland currents. And here are the double A's that I've drawn in here, the cosmic ray accelerators. So the Earth orbiting in here will experience cosmic rays from here and from here, which is what's been found. This discovery of energetic neutral atoms in a ribbon around the sun, around the solar system at some unknown distance, was a complete and total surprise. There was no explanation for it. The other thing is that the particles come in from bright spots. Now, these columns here are actually a cylinder of Birkeland filaments. So you'll find bright spots where some of those Birkeland filaments are distributed around this cylinder. If you can imagine, that's a cylinder of electric current from the...
Oh damn, motherfuckers! They trying to extend their life as much as they can until they can get that pill, yo. I was listening to something about cells actually damage themselves by making free radicals or some shit, and so if you can drink enough goddamn antioxidants or some shit that slow down the production of free radicals, then your cells can be extended and keep a healthy division going for a longer amount of time. But these motherfuckers are on the edge of like making a tablet, son, that's gonna stop you from aging, like, cause man, that's what all these fucking different little side projects is for. I try to look up Haiti video, graceful, what? But graceful something. I couldn't find anything. But yeah, these motherfuckers are gonna live forever, yo. At least 300 years. Because I gotta just say Frosty. Frosty. That shit got me laughing hard, bro. Cause you don't see no little black boys shooting up schools and churches and movie theaters, you know, killing 15, 20, 25, 30, going to country concerts and shooting up a whole concert, killing 50 something people. So you gotta ask what's going on with white fathers, bro. Like, y'all doing something wrong, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So what's the worst day for white fathers? Father's Day. Go shoot up the school on Father's Day. My dad doesn't love me. Everybody's gonna die. My bad. I had to get back to that one though. That shit was fucking. Oh. Let's see. Where's my subscriptions?
One of the weirdest things about radical life extension technology is that your great-grandparents might phone you up to ask you to babysit your granduncle for the evening. So today's topic is life extension. We've looked at this in passing before, but never actually dug into the details of the technological hurdles to achieving it, or what it might mean for civilization. Partially because we don't even have a universally agreed upon definition of aging yet, let alone a consensus view on what causes it. It is difficult to discuss strategies for slowing or eliminating aging when we aren't even sure who we are targeting for that battle. There are dozens of different theories on what causes aging, but the simple reality is that we do not know yet. You are probably familiar with what is called the wear and tear theory, which was developed over a century ago and is very simple and easy to understand. Basically, the notion that the body wears out and that damage to it can accelerate that process. It has remained sort of the default view of aging for the public, but has been in disfavor for a long while now. As our understanding of cellular biology and DNA improved, we began realizing just how amazing they were at self-repair. Lots of theories have arisen as successors, but the only one to really gain much notice with the public is the free radical theory of aging, particularly the subcategory known as mitochondrial free radical theory of aging. Free radicals, mostly superoxides, cause a lot of damage to the body and are considered quite toxic to biological organisms. We even use them in our immune system. But they are also produced by various life-essential processes. Mitochondria, the power plants of our cells, produce them and take damage from them. And since mitochondrial DNA is not so well protected from damage as our own DNA, tucked away safely in the nucleus of the cell, they can take DNA damage from those free radicals. They often produce more free radicals when they take damage too, so it becomes a bit of a feedback loop. And the theory says that this is what causes aging, complete with the final decline we often see near the end. A large part of the reason antioxidants have become a common health supplement is because they are thought to mitigate much of this free radical damage, which again is mostly superoxides. This is one of the better theories for aging, but not without its criticisms. It's a handy one for demonstration of longevity though, since if it were true, you could send something in that could detect those mitochondria that were overproducing free radicals and kill them, letting the healthy ones multiply and replenish themselves. Just like that, your lifespan would be massively increased, not by a small increment of a few years, but potentially centuries. This is the big thing about radical life extension. It is not necessarily an incremental approach where the average lifespan increases by a couple years every decade, as we see now as the product of many factors decreasing early deaths. Nor is it necessarily a slow, incremental push to maximum lifespan, often given as about 120 years of age. It can, and indeed probably will be, something where almost overnight the human lifespan suddenly leaps to be 300 or 400 years. This is arguably effective immortality, since if it did that, we would have centuries to improve on that before anyone else died, and we would probably have little difficulty funding it and would benefit from centuries of additional science, much of it conducted by folks who have been personally researching it for centuries themselves. it's a little hard to contemplate the sort of expertise someone might have if they spent a few centuries studying a topic. Now, a couple of things. First, average lifespan is not increasing because we've slowed aging. Most, if not all, of that increase in average lifespan is us getting better at preventing early deaths. This is not just medical. Technology in general has massively decreased the number of early deaths. And something as simple as airbag technology or a law requiring seatbelts can instantly add to the average lifespan. That is another aspect of today's topic too. Even if you can end aging entirely, what is often called biological immortality, this doesn't mean people don't die. Accidents, homicides, and suicides would still tend to bring the Grim Reaper by to collect people. To use a rounded figure, if we assume about 300,000 deaths a year in the US from causes unrelated to age in any way, like crashing a car or being shot or shooting yourself, out of a population of 300 million, that would mean you had about a 0.1% chance to die every year, making the median age of death about 700 and the average about 1,000. About 10% would die before they lived a century, and about 10% would survive to the age of 2,300. About 0.6% would make it to age 5,000, and about 1 in every 20,000 people would make it to age 10,000, assuming everybody had that 0.1 chance to die each year. That's probably high in some ways, since we'd expect technology to prevent death from trauma to improve, and for us to get better at detecting and treating the mental health issues that drive some folks to homicide or suicide or reckless behavior. Regardless, though, it is not true immortality. That, of course, isn't even on the table in this universe. Entropy eventually wins, and there's no available energy left to keep life going, even the sort of ridiculously efficient and long-lived life we discussed in Civilizations at the End of Time. Only an infinite universe offers immortality, and amusingly guarantees it too. Over a long enough period of time, anything that can happen will happen, including your death. So that on first inspection, even an infinite universe should not offer immortality. But resurrection, even in the form of someone born trillions of years later, who was a copy of you down to every cell and memory, would also occur. An infinite universe, in either space or time or both, is essentially a repeating circle. Go far enough ahead and you will find a total reset. Same as if you shuffle a deck of cards enough times, it will return to its original state. And if you travel far enough in one direction, you will eventually encounter some place identical to the home you left. Such things are a topic for another time, but serve as a reminder today that we are not discussing actual immortality, though you will hear me use the term when discussing this topic. I do not always mean biological immortality either, since extending one's life by uploading it to a computer or copying it to a new body if the old one is destroyed would seem to still count, even if one can argue that those are simply copies, not the original you. No, today we are focused on simply either ending aging or delaying it massively, extending the human lifespan for centuries, and doing it in healthy, youthful bodies, not cyborgs or withered husks. We do not yet have a concrete theory for aging, so we can't discuss those individual technologies, though I will link the SENS Research Foundation webpage in the video description, and they do explain their own theories and efforts quite well in many animations, videos, talks, and papers. I am a fan of that effort, so for neutrality's sake, I should note that they can be a bit controversial in some circles. Yet we can still contemplate the idea as quite likely, because even if we do not find a nice easy fix, relatively speaking, we always have the ultimate fallback of nanomachines. As we discussed in the self-replicating machines episode, it should be possible to make tiny little machines we could use to repair things all the way down to the molecular or atomic level. This is not an ideal fix, flooding the body with trillions of tiny machines, but it would get the job done. A human cell, or any cell, can best be thought of as a city unto itself, full of lots of little neighborhoods and individual factories, ports, and so on. As an analogy to this, an easy fix, like being able to kill off damaged mitochondria, is treating the root problem. It is fixing whatever will make sure roads and bridges break down faster than they should, like salt or ice damage, maybe a spray coating that prevents such damage, cheap and easy. The nanomachine flood approach is like having a virtually inexhaustible pile of money that lets you hire huge numbers of construction workers paid overtime to work at nights, repairing those roads so they don't disrupt daytime traffic. This can be a brute force technique where they treat the symptoms, though preferably it would be more sophisticated and elegant, treating the underlying causes. But it's our fallback if we can't master aging through other means. It is also entirely possible we might get those before we get true mastery of biology too. That sort of nanotech is the kind of thing that could be invented any time between tomorrow and a couple centuries from now. This is not an episode on that though, and you can watch the one on self-replicating machines for more details on that topic. We've also discussed the more biological machinery approach in the bioforming and gene tailoring episode, and the cyborg approach in the transhumanism episode, if you want to learn more about those options.
And Thug Life stands for the hate you gave little infants fucked everyone.
So extending our lifespans does seem on the table for the not too distant future. I personally think it is pretty likely to happen in our lifetimes, possibly even in the next decade or two, though I wouldn't hold my breath on that. So what would that be like? How would that alter our civilization? I found it is often easier to discuss these topics if we just pick one of the probable scenarios and go with that. So I present this scenario. Tomorrow someone comes by and says they've discovered a pill that taken once a year simply eliminates aging, and even slowly reverses it in those already old. It has worked on every animal he has tested it on, and everything is working so smoothly and as predicted that he cannot stand the idea of waiting for clinical trials. From his perspective, every year he waits for those would see tens of millions of people die who he could have prevented. The technology is also very easy, not something you could whip up in your kitchen, but something almost any scientist or engineer would feel comfortable doing even in a lab they rigged up in their garage for a few $1,000, and they could churn out pills by the hundreds each day. So he releases detailed plans for how to make the stuff. No patent, the risk is on you, use at your own peril. He advises starting with the elderly. They need it soonest and there are no guarantees. He's also a well-respected scientist, and he releases everything, and his peers say, everything looks right, but obviously we need to conduct trials. The recipe is everywhere though, and by month's end, YouTube is flooded with videos of people doing a DIY walkthrough of making the stuff, and people are trying it at home and already noticing positive effects. At this point, it's a firestorm on the news, and people are demanding action. Nobody is quite sure what that action should be just yet, but by God, they want some. So Congress, or whatever parliamentary body or oligarchy or president for life runs your home nation, decides it needs a blue ribbon committee to figure out what to do. And you've been tapped to sit on that committee, look at the problem, and make recommendations. What do you do? What are the problems society is now facing, and what is urgent? The first thing I would probably do is recommend various scientific institutions release more detailed and proper methods of manufacture, because odds are a lot of the DIY processes are going to include big mistakes that might kill people. Garage laboratories not being the height of safety, efficiency, or sophistication. The second thing I'd probably do is to tell the pharmaceutical companies they could make this stuff and be exempt from any lawsuits except those coming from screwing up the product. You're not covered if the pills are full of mercury, but you are if the process turns out to make people into zombies. The immortality drug leads to zombie apocalypse seems to be a pretty popular one in fiction. I remember a failed TV show pilot from the mid-90s called Island City that did that one. We see a lot of examples in fiction of how immortality always seems to have some horrible pitfall. For example, we will contemplate damaging effects it might have on civilization, but bypass any options like it draining away your humanity, or making you psychotic, or someone having a monopoly on it, and using that to coerce obedience or charging an arm and a leg for it. None of those have much to do with living longer, so do not interest us today. And of course, people are appearing in front of your committee raising those concerns, but they're also pointing out some of the other problems we can't so easily dismiss, as well as benefits too. One person comes in and says that now that people aren't dying, we are going to be flooded in overpopulation and die off of starvation in a couple years. But we look at the global birth rate and see that isn't the case at all. At the moment, 131 million people are born each year, and 55 million die each year, a net increase of 76 million. If we assumed no one died, that would mean 131 million added each year. But we are assuming a 0.1% death rate from other stuff, so it would be 7 million less, or 124 million. Either way, it would take another 8 years to add 1 billion people instead of 13 years. Obviously a concern, but not an urgent one. Also, as Aubrey de Grey once pointed out, while fertility rises with immortality, it doesn't imply a population boom. Men can have kids indefinitely, though age lowers fertility, but it would also be expected to delay menopause in women too. However, while both of those would seem to imply a huge boom in childbirths, it is worth remembering that people tend to have children later and later these days, and what often pushes folks to have them is wanting to make sure they can do so before health problems become a concern, or they are too old to take care of their kids. An awful lot of folks, suddenly given the ability to have kids much later in life, will go for that option. And we would not expect a lot of seniors, even restored to the appearance and vigor of their mid-20s, to suddenly decide they need to have a new set of kids. Some certainly will, especially if the reproductive equipment is restored enough that women already past menopause can have an embryo implanted safely. But I don't think most would rush to do that when they already have grandkids. So the overpopulation concern would seem minimal, at least for the short term. Nothing to worry about for the near future any more than it already is. Those of you who have seen the episodes on oncologies or euchromonopolises, let alone the bigger megastructures we have discussed, are already familiar with some of the approaches on the table for dealing with that. Pensions and Social Security are obviously a big issue too. Now, in a way, that is simple enough. You just tell everyone those are done. If you have youthful vigor restored, you are unretired. However, there is going to be a lot of complaint about that, and not without some legitimacy. If you just turned 65 and had your retirement party, you are going to feel screwed over after paying huge amounts into various retirement packages and taxes if you get nothing out of it. Plus, someone who is 80 years old, even restored to youthful vigor, is not too likely to be able to just jump back into the workforce with ease. So you are probably going to need to maintain those for a period and institute some options for getting people ready to rejoin the workforce, and preferably not way back at square one. The folks back at square one, just emerging from school to enter the workplace, are also a problem now because there is going to be a big issue with upward mobility. People will obviously still leave jobs, but they are no longer retiring. You are not going to get that management slot when Sally retires in 2 years. You are not inheriting Dad's business, at least not for several centuries. You're not inheriting his house either. When he does die, odds are good he will have several thousand descendants kicking around. You also now have a de facto gerontocracy. That's a pretty common state of affairs, of course. We value experience, and the older you get, the more influence and power you tend to acquire too. And the retention of youthful vigor helps. I once floated the notion that you might have senators who had been in office for centuries, but imagine athletes who kept getting better every year, gaining experience and skill while not losing their physical edge. Imagine if your local sports team had the same quarterback or goalie for a century. He'd be awesome at his job, getting better every year. Imagine if the team stayed the same for a century. How amazingly well coordinated are they likely to be? How good is a band or symphony that's been doing concerts together for 200 years? That, of course, has downsides too. Your athletic scholarships would tend to dry up a bit when there is low turnover and no advantage to recruiting from the young, when you've got tons of folks who did it as a weekend hobby for decades and are still in perfect shape. You'd probably get a resistance to change too, though you would still expect innovation from younger folks trying to make a name for themselves or thinking outside the box. It is a potential problem for long-lived societies though, and one reason why expansion growth off-Earth would be handy. This, fortunately, is also not an immediate concern. We do have some good news too. We would expect a bit of an economic boom. Currently, in most developed nations, we essentially spend the first quarter of our life growing up and the last quarter being retired, and we mostly do our producing in the 2 middle quarters. That's suddenly changed. With a median lifespan of 700 years, you only spend the first 3% of your life as a child and none of it as a retired senior. This seriously decreases the economic burden connected to that, and it also means you don't particularly need a full-time job anymore, unless you plan to have kids perpetually and frequently, or are saving up for retirement anyway, to live off your interest and dividends. You wouldn't need as high an income. Probably taxes would go down too. Technology itself ought to keep increasing the production per hour of work, and combined with a long lifespan, it should tend to make the workday shorter. Easier to justify too, since you can sell the notion of walking less as giving the new and younger generations some place to go. If you weren't a particularly walk-centric person, or planning for eternal retirement off interest, or having kids constantly, your buying habits are going to be shifting too. You are now interested in a house that doesn't need tons of repairs after 20 or 30 years, for instance. You are going to be thinking about trying to find a job you enjoy, even if it doesn't pay as well, because you have a long time to work there. Maybe you are going to be thinking about learning a lot of skills you haven't had the time for before, like fixing your own roof, so that when you do get the mortgage paid off, you don't need to take out another for repairs. It's kind of mind-boggling to contemplate the degree of expertise someone can acquire working in a field for centuries, but also to consider the sheer amount of different skills folks might acquire who have a jack-of-all-trades approach to life. I tend to expect that to be pretty visible to other people too. Everybody in a room would look about the same age as we assess these things now, but I'd imagine people would start picking up on telltale signs someone was 30 or 300. Mannerisms, style of dress, or maybe just an air of confidence.
I mean, they would probably have to, because their lifespan is so short. So, I mean, just like you got dog years, you know, it's like, do dogs experience time, the passage of time, the same way that we do? You know, when I go to work for 8 hours, does it feel like 8 hours to my dog, or does it feel like I've been going for a year to my dog? No, not speed, time. He said time, right? Yo, The Rock, what's up? Yeah, just a day would seem like, you know, crazy to a dog. So I can even imagine like a fly, or even a fruit fly. Fruit flies live for like what, just a few days? Their whole life cycle is like less than a week. What is that perception like? How do they perceive that? Or is there even a way to perceive for them? You know, what if you live from 1 to 99 years old, but all that shit happened in fucking 5 days? Alright guys, I'm gonna honestly say that is finished. Yeah, I think it's done, yo. I'm not fucking with that no more. That shit is done, son. Oh yeah, my knife's clean. Oh shit. I be letting some paint get dried over my knife sometimes. Yeah, cause I still be looking at shit like, you know, I could do this and I could do that, but you know, is that really gonna add to it? Is it really gonna make it, you know, better? You know, not really, you know.
Confidence you'd expect from someone who has a few hundred years of experience under their belt. I could imagine people complaining that nobody takes you seriously till you're over 100. I could also imagine social taboos about people asking or saying their age. You could get some pretty extreme May-December romances too. Though I think for that context, it would be kind of like going on a date and ordering Sam Adams to drink, and your date saying, "I always liked him. He was my daughter's prom date." It might be kind of hard to relate to someone whose idea of going to the theater did not mean seeing a movie, and when she says she saw Shakespeare one time, she is being literal. Neither of those, the upward mobility problem or the extreme age gap problem, is an immediate concern for our hypothetical committee either. People might live to be 1,000, but you only have a handful of people over 100 when the committee was convened, and no one sitting on it is ever going to have a huge problem with that themselves. You'd presumably have a lot of people coming before the committee about the ethics of immortality, but I honestly don't see that gaining much traction. We've had tons of products that extend life in some fashion, or claim to, and I don't recall any of them being picketed. Nobody goes around saying you shouldn't take antioxidants, even though that is convincingly marketed as an anti-aging supplement. How well it works is debatable, of course. I don't see it from religious groups either, beyond many of them already having, as part of their tradition, some period of time when people lived a lot longer, like Methuselah. I've never had anyone tell me it was wrong on religious grounds. From my own anecdotal observations, asking friends who are clergy members, for instance, they seem to view it with a shrug. Everyone will still die. True immortality is not something science can offer, and 10 years or 10 billion is nothing compared to eternity. I'm sure you'd see some objecting, but I suspect this would mostly just take the form of them choosing not to take the longevity pills themselves. I can also imagine a lot of children arguing with their elderly parents to take the bloody things, and a lot of folks refusing, which is obviously their right, and you're all going to die eventually, even if you take them. But I deplore when people use the argument that they get bored with life. I never get the boredom objection to longevity, partially of course because your brain does get filled up. You do overwrite memories, especially those you don't consider important or important anymore. I can't remember my address from 1990, though amusingly, I remember my phone number from then. I might be biased on that one too. I've never been bored with life. I've been bored in the sitting in a waiting room kind of way, and I've changed primary life goals for something I decided was better a few times. But I can't recall ever disliking, let alone getting bored with, existence. We've discussed that notion before, and as I said at the time, if you got bored with existence, you can always opt to end it. Don't take the pills anymore, or pick up a dangerous hobby. As I recall, I suggested hunting lions with a Nerf bat. I don't particularly approve of big game hunting or harassing wildlife, but I would have to give props to anyone who pulled that off, or survived bare-knuckle boxing with an actual bear. And while you are pestering those critters, they are at least compensated by getting a free meal out of it. I've given life extension a lot of thought over the years. It's always seemed like an actual option on the table I might live to see. Too much sci-fi growing up, perhaps. But my own motto is, live forever or die trying. And I basically put it at coin flip odds that I might get to live for centuries. I've never worried about the morality of that, or getting bored or inhuman from it. I could see wanting to make major changes to my life every so often, change jobs, change hobbies, move around, that sort of thing. I could also see semi-retiring occasionally, like working for a decade at something then just taking a year off to see the sights. Personally, I like the idea of being able to read volume number 100 of a book series, or owning a home I've lived in for a few hundred years, though that author might get bored writing, or you might get bored living in that house. I can see boredom with specific things, just not boredom with life in general. Hate your career as an engineer? Go back to college and get a PhD in economics or art history or something. Go spend a decade as a beach bum, living off your savings, or go the opposite route and join a monastery for a few years, so that when you leave, all the little luxuries you've come to take for granted seem like the coolest thing ever again. Collect skills so that you can be that 300-year-old who has friends over for dinner, and you can casually remark that you got to be a good cook from that decade you spent as a chef. Enjoy the freedom of having the time to do all the things you've always wanted to do, but didn't have the time for, because now you do. Okay, we will wrap up there for today. As is often the case, we tried to limit our discussion of the ethics of the technology under discussion. Where we did, it was mostly to bridge past a lot of the regular bits that are a little worn out, and get to the less discussed and more interesting bits. As I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't put money on life extension happening in our lifetimes, but I wouldn't want to bet against it either. It is physically possible, and there's been quite an uptick in funding for researching it in recent years. We did have to bypass a lot of the specific mechanics. I'm not a biologist, and even if I were, we'd have to spend a lot of time stepping through a lot of the basic biochemistry first. Should you be so inclined, though, you can learn a lot more about the mechanics and specific technological challenges by following the link to the SENS Research Foundation in the episode description. Next week, we will be returning to our discussion of alien civilizations by taking a look at languages. We will look over some of the more peculiar ways intelligent organisms might talk to each other, and also look at the problems and strategies involved in deciphering a totally foreign language. To get alerts when that and other episodes come out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like it and share it with others. And join the conversation either in the comments section or over at the channel's Facebook and Reddit groups, Science and Futurism with Isaac Arthur. Until next time, thanks for watching, and have a great week. From gene tailoring to novel, even zany applications of this sort of technology, though we will keep it in genetic engineering, the field of science that will one day let us ride around on dinosaurs throwing Pokemon at each other.
There is no
So our topic today is bioforming and gene tailoring, both big.
There is no reason other than just to connect to motherfuckers. Because I like shit like that. Because somebody else is going to say the same thing. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does... And then someone like you going to be like, yo, I know what that means. That's that shit from Skull and Bones. I have no ties to the organization. It's just like some Jeopardy shit. Do you know? Do you know what it stands for? Yeah, you know, it's just like something, if somebody can pick that shit up, cool. If not, then, you know, and then he got on the skull bone mask. You get it? It's funny. It's just funny. It's not. It seems deep because some motherfuckers don't know. But for people who do know, they be like, oh, Skull and Bones. But it's not. It's just... I'm just playing, you know. It's just a joke. It's not a real serious piece. It's not a part of my reader series or nothing. And I was thinking about, like, I just came up with that shit like not too long ago. Like, what can I do to like spice this piece up a little bit? You know, I'm gonna throw some numbers on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn. But down the top of the skull. I still got bacon in my teeth. But yeah, just, I don't know. Because that number is cool to me. Because I really don't know, like what Bush said. I could tell you that I was a member. That's all I can tell you. Like, really? Interesting. You know, it's just like some Masonic shit and shit like that. And then the cicada 3301 code. That shit is fucking just some dope shit, you know what I'm saying? And most people won't fucking know what it is. But to somebody who does know, like, yo, 3301. And then that's how I'm connecting with people. You know what I'm saying? Bush grave robbed Geronimo's skull. Really? I gotta look this article up. Boozy, I know I'm late, but I was busy, bruh. I made it just in time. Faifo, all the way from Hawaii. What up, yo? One of my homies live over there on Honolulu. I think she on Honolulu. But anyway, I got this piece done. I think I might alright everybody, look. Y'all see my little tabs right there? Alright everybody, Instagram. Go to the Instagram, up right here, Paintings by the Prince. I'm about to take a picture of this. I'm about to throw it on my Instagram. I need like 50 likes. Like, let's see how fast I can get 50 likes. Yo, that missile scare, you remember that shit? Like, that was last month or the month, it was a couple months ago. Yo, yeah, like I say, man, my homie living in Hawaii, she was like, oh my God, they said a missile's coming to the island. I was like, what the fuck? And then like an hour later, she's like, oh, it was a false alarm. I was like, yo, you can't be doing that shit to people. How you get a false alarm missile strike? No. I would have been shitting my damn pants. Do what? Coming right now from where? Oh, we don't know where it's coming from. Get the fuck out of here. Really? Everybody take shelter. Shit, bro. I can only imagine that shit. I really hate the light in here. It is so cloudy out because it's fucking snowing. Because it's really snowing. Do 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 do. Don't make me turn this one on. Dang, how bright does it have to be in this bitch? Do 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 do. Oh shit. That's why I'm not like using this easel anymore. It comes in handy every once in a while, but it's like a really bad design. Who designed this shit, man? I could have did this. I could have designed that shit. Do 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 do. See, I be needing somebody else to take pictures and shit for me, man. I be doing too much. And it's just so, like, I don't know. My natural light fucking sucks right now. Yeah, right? A missile's coming. Yeah, you guys said that the last time that a missile was coming. What's that old story? Little boy cried wolf. Some shit like that. A wolf is coming, a wolf is coming. Really? Where's the wolf? Ha, I got you. There's no wolf. A wolf is coming. Yeah, whatever, kid. No. Really? It is a wolf. Alright, kid, stop playing these fucking games. Man, I don't want to take a picture with my camera because then I would have to take the camera and then I would have to upload that shit to the laptop, and then I would have to pull the picture from the laptop to the website. That's too much, man. It's just easier if I can just get a good picture on the phone. If I can just get one good picture on the phone, then I can just upload this shit straight from the phone. Ocean, what up? It's too expensive to live in? Yeah, my homie said she love that shit though. Alright, I'm gonna see which one of these look the best. Is it this one? Or this one? Or that one? That one don't look the best. That one, maybe, or this one. Or this one. I think it might be this one. Now, aloha. Hawaii has left the building. Edit. Bam, wham, wham, wham. I gotta crop this mother sucker. Crop it down, bring down the top part. Make it a straight line. All right. Yeah, not filters. I don't use the filters. just it's the same shit. Like I said, I got a camera, but it's too much to get the shit from my camera card to the laptop. So on the iPhone, like all you do is go here, and then you go to light, and then there's all your balance, your exposure, your highlights, shadow, brightness, contrast, and black point. And you can see I changed it barely a little bit. So my brilliance is 0.04 different. My exposure is 0.09 different. No highlight change. The shadows is negative 0.04. Brightness is 0.04. So it's very, very, very minor. There is not like a whole point where I changed it even a point, yo. So those filters make shit look fucking weird. Like I don't like filters on my art. So if you go on my Instagram and my Facebook, that's my painting. It's not some weird ass filter on it, you know. And even like now, just because the lighting isn't perfect, I normally open my curtain and get some good natural light, and it seems bright, but it's actually really cloudy outside. So it's weird. Like it's not bad because I got the regular room light on right there, and then I got my overhead lights on, and I got a window overhead with all that shit, and then still had to adjust like the brightness and shit just like a little teeny bit to make it look right. And the photograph will never look as good as the thing does in real life, but so yeah, I don't like really putting a lot of filters on my shit, yeah. Now, alright, Instagram time, people. Everybody, you ready? Everybody, Greg, go to this Instagram real quick. Alright. Here it is. Oh yeah, and it's up there. Yo, first thing on my Instagram, yo, that guy right there, so that's some of the guys who play on The Walking Dead. If you play Grand Theft Auto 5, that's what's the fucking meth head name? Trevor Phillips or whatever his name is. Yo, that's Trevor, yo. From Grand Theft Auto. That's the dude who plays that character. Now he's like this fucking kind of badass dude on The Walking Dead, yo. And he acts just like Trevor, yo. That shit is fucking crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, yo. That's him, yo. It even looks like the character. He looks like his character, yo. When I found that out, I was like, that's fucking awesome. That's why I like that character, yo. And Negan told him, go to the trash people and give a message. Take their guns and kill one person to send a message. This motherfucker went to the trash people and laid everybody down, the whole fucking community. Light it up now. Now him and Negan about to be beefing, yo, like, cause Negan told his ass good what the fuck to do, yo. And he came back and lied about it. So how everything go? Oh yeah, standard message delivered. There was remorse. So when Negan finds out that dude trashed the whole fucking trash community, he's gonna be crazy, yo. And Big Smoke, yeah. What's the dude name? B-Dub? B-Dub was on that shit, yo. CJ. Officer Tenpenny. Oh, damn. I think San Andreas was my favorite fucking Grand Theft Auto because you can gain weight and stuff. Like, I really did like that aspect about it was something about going to the gym and just being like this big buff dude that you can make that shit happen like you want to. You go eat a lot of burgers and get fat and shit. And man, like, go around spraying the game tags and shit, spraying on top of the game tags. Yo, but for some reason, yo, Vice City is my favorite soundtrack, yo. Just that fucking music they had on that Vice City soundtrack, yo. That shit, it was groovy as fuck, yo. That was my shit. All right. Yeah, Sam motherfucking Jackson. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. B-Dub was the game. They had I forgot who Big Smoke was, yo. But that shit had a lot of like celebrities in that shit. If you look up the cast for San Andreas, yo, they paid a lot of money for the voice actors on that shit, yo. Radio killed the video star. Let me take a bathroom break real quick, guys.
This cape belongs to your future grandson.
Okay, remember when we used to think that the world was going to end? Well, I used to think that the world was going to end.
You even had the license plate.
I did. I had a 2012 license plate. I was convinced. I was like, those Mayans, man, they knew it.
I thought it was real, for sure. The computer thing. Remember the Y2K?
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah.
I stayed home for Y2K. Yeah. Paranoid.
I was too.
The clock rolled over.
Planes falling from the sky.
Yeah, everybody's worried about the whole grid shutting down, right? They wouldn't be able to get it up for months. People would run out of food. I was listening to Art Bell a lot back then. Oh, cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy 8 years of episodes.
Yeah. 8 years of episodes, 2018. 2018 doesn't sound like a real number. It's one of those numbers you say it and you go, yeah, I guess you're right. Like 2018, that's like way too close to 2020, which is like space. That's like the future. It's like a movie, you know, like Alien. Like when you watched the first Alien, the one with Sigourney Weaver from the late 70s, it was like 1979. What do you think the timeline was supposed to be?
It's probably 2001. You know, because there's like a lot of movies. Like I think Blade Runner was something like 2017 or something like that.
I want to say, I don't remember, but I want to say Blade Runner was like 2030 or something like that. There was all the flying cars and shit. Remember? Weren't there flying cars? Or am I thinking of Fifth Element?
No, there was flying cars because I remember the cars going through like the cool billboards and stuff. And
I confused my sci-fi movies a lot, like old ones.
Blade Runner is 2019.
2019? Yeah. Oh my God, that's insane. That's a year from now. Wow, that's weird.
That shows how slow it actually is, technology. You think it's fast.
It shows how bad movie writers are at guessing. I don't think it shows anything else.
Right.
It's like, I think the guy who's been the best at predicting shit wasn't H.G. Wells really good? I feel like H.G. Wells, the science fiction author I think he was from the 1800s.
H.G. Wells.
Yeah. But I think he predicted a lot of shit.
Yeah. There's a couple articles about all the stuff he predicted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The many futuristic predictions of H.G. Wells came true. All right, let's see what we got here. What did he do?
Born 150 years ago.
Phones, email, and television. What? Is that real? In Men Like Gods in 1923, Wells invites readers to a futuristic utopia that's essentially Earth after thousands of years of progress. In this alternate reality, people communicate exclusively with wireless systems that employ a kind of co-mingling of voicemail and email-like properties. Holy shit! For in utopia, except by previous arrangement, people do not talk together on the telephone, he writes. A message is sent to the station of the district in which the recipient is known to be, and there it waits until he chooses to tap his accumulated messages. Whoa. And any that one wishes to repeat can be repeated. Then he talks back to the senders and dispatches any other messages he wishes. The transmission is wireless. How? What?
I'd like to know if he did drugs back then, like if he was doing mushrooms and...
Yeah, man, I want to know. He also imagined forms of true entertainment. It says in When the Sleeper Wakes from 1899, the protagonist rouses from 2 centuries of slumber to a dystopian London in which citizens used wondrous forms of technology like the audiobook, airplane, and television, yet suffer systematic oppression and social injustice. What in the fuck, man? What the fuck, H.G. Wells?
Lasers.
Dude, how is he so good?
It's probably mushrooms. I mean, think of something that hasn't been invented in 100 years now. What would you invent? Like,
well, you know what? Here's our problem. I think it's almost impossible, once you know something exists, to imagine a world in which it didn't exist. See, you and I are unique because we're old as fuck. I'm older as fucker than you, but we remember when there was no internet. I think we're the last
when there was no internet
that are going to remember what.
Yeah, it's like I think about, like they said, like, okay, Blade Runner was supposed to be 2019. And I understand that, okay, we're not exactly at Blade Runner level where we have androids that give birth, but still, almost there. We do have an artificial womb that made a fucking, that they grew a little lamb in. So we're getting close. But it's like, I remember when there was no internet. And for my child, that is a different way of life. Like, my child does not remember a world where there was no internet, you know? And it's weird as shit. Like, if my great grandmother could tell me I remember when there was no cars, and it's like, how? But, you know, there just wasn't. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, shit is weird as fuck, yo. Like, I just was able to play fucking VR, like true VR, when the PlayStation headset came out a couple years ago. And you know, I've been waiting my whole life for that shit, for VR, and like now I finally have a VR headset. But once again, to my son, is like, he was 12 playing VR, so when he's older, he'll be like, oh, I played that old shit when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? And imagine the technology he'll have when he's my age. And that shit just boggles my fucking mind sometimes, like how shit our technology is progressing and how fast it really is going. It may not be going as exponentially fast as some science fiction futurism writers have predicted, but our tech is going really fucking quick, yo.
What life is like when there's no internet.
Yeah. And what's next? What's the thing that hasn't been invented that we'll remember we saw the first of? Like VR?
Good question.
Like having glasses always being...
Yeah, I just said
well, I think that Magic Leap shit, that you've seen that new headset that they are saying they're going to eventually wind up selling. You have like a hip pack and you wear these goggles.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, That seems like step one to me.
Yeah, Apple's putting all their money in AR instead of VR for that reason, right?
That's what this is, right? Dude, this looks like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Maybe that movie's not so far off.
The one from Columbus, Ohio?
Blade Runner.
Oh.
Like maybe they're only off by a year.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. Have you seen the preview for that? That's what pretty much this is exact same thing is right here.
But this is the Microsoft one? What is the difference?
This is Magic Leap. Ready Player One's a movie.
So Magic Leap is not
never heard of
Microsoft.
this
Which one's the
shit,
Microsoft
Magic
one?
Leap?
This is the Microsoft?
Their money in AR instead of VR.
Dude, that seems like step one to me.
Yeah, Apple's putting all their money in AR instead of VR for that reason, right?
That's what this is, right? Dude, this looks like Blade Runner.
Augmented reality?
Maybe that movie's not so far off.
The one from Columbus, Ohio?
Blade Runner.
Oh.
Like maybe they're only off by a year.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. Have you seen the preview for that? That's what pretty much this is exact same thing is right here.
But this is the Microsoft one? What is the difference?
This is Magic Leap. Ready Player One's a movie.
So Magic Leap is not Microsoft. Which one's the Microsoft one?
That would be HoloLens. Magic Leap is the one that's in Florida. They went way away from everybody else so that they're not getting their technology compromised by
And
spies.
these are the ones where they had that little dancer that dances on your hand?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So this is the really intense, lifelike, augmented reality one.
Nobody knew what it was going to look like. They thought any prototype had a big giant backpack on, and they finally got it down to this little puck. This is the first time we're actually seeing what. This also might not be the final version. It could be smaller, it could be a little bigger. Don't exactly know.
Looks cool.
It looks very cool. It looks like superhero cool.
Yeah.
But the thing is it's so obvious that you're wearing it.
Yeah, they need to get rid of that part and integrate it into the headset. There's like this hip part, like
I don't think
battery.
you're supposed to wear it in public. At least this. This is probably like a home work type thing. Like wherever you'd use a personal computer.
I feel like we're looking at the seed of a future thing that's going to eat us. I'm looking at that. I'm like, that is exactly how it starts. The electronics cling to the outside and become inseparable. And then slowly they work their way into the organism itself, to the inside. The organism will accept symbiosis as long as the electronics stay on the outside.
I mean, but we've had that shit since basically watches. Since you start wearing watches, it's like a mechanical device that you attach to your fucking body to augment yourself. So now instead of kind of like wondering where it is or trying what time it is or trying to make a sundial real quick, it's like, oh, I can use my watch. You know, and then now you got fucking glasses. Same thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wear glasses. That shit is like augmentation because your vision is bad. And then back in the day, we had fucking the Walkmans and the disc, and then that shit turned to the compact disc man that you would wear on your hip. I think this is gonna. I mean, these trends pick up fast, yo. This augmented reality. I saw the only thing I saw about this so far is there's like this Japanese game show, this almost like Yu-Gi-Oh or some shit where they wear these headsets, and you know there's shit pops up in front of them, and it's like VR but not VR. It's like weird. It's like okay. And it was some other game they were playing. It was basically like dodgeball or something with blasters. So you got the headset on, and then your hands look like they have these blasters on it, and you just try to blast the other team. But the other team has shields and stuff, and it's like, I was like, what the fuck, yo? But now I thought that was just like for a game show, but now they're saying, oh, this shit is on a market. Augmented
but if it goes
reality
inside,
headsets.
like if the only way to use your cell phone was to stick it in your ass, right? That's the only way it works. We have a new cell phone and it works. All you have to do is just stick it in your ass and then just carry it around with you, and you make calls with your mind.
And it's a flip.
Yeah, we would say no way, we can't do it. But as long as the electronics are on the outside, like so, dude, they're gonna give you a helmet. The electronics are gonna go right into your eyes. You're gonna see some shit that's not there. You're like, okay.
Wearable clothing tech is the future. There's even I think Levi's and Microsoft or Google teamed up, and they're trying to do a jacket, like a tech jacket, where you just look at your jacket and read text and stuff off the sleeve and stuff. Imagine having a shirt and going like, today I want a purple shirt, today I want a blue shirt, or you're getting text messages pop up on your shirt, or if there's a lost child, the child's face is on everybody's shirt.
Fuck.
I think wearable clothing is going to be pretty big soon.
Yeah, especially if you could if you could get your arm if it could open up where it looks like a screen.
Yeah.
Or if it can get that good where there's no benefit, and nobody wants a cell phone with a shitty screen.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because isn't that the big debate now? They all look amazing to me because I'm going blind, barely see. But if I look at the iPhone X versus the Google Pixel 2 XL versus they all look really good.
Yeah, it's more like brightness now to me. It's like, oh, this one seems brighter.
I guess they all look really good. They all look amazing. I mean, we're really nitpicking, which is good. It just shows you how good things are. But could you ever reproduce that on your sleeve?
Yeah, they already have
that perfect.
Well, like the technology is not 100% there, but they already have bendable.
So this is going to be the piece I work on next.
The thing is having it feel like clothing instead of this big chunk that's on your shirt, those things you see at the mall. But I had this. I was talking to Gino of Speedweed about this, and the idea of having a hat. Imagine a hat where you can have any logo you want on your hat. You could change it any day, and then. You could also have it so it just moves or something like it. It's that Nike swoosh. You see the smoke coming out of the,
All right, I appreciate everybody kicking and chilling with me for a little while.
We don't see that as a.
I'm gonna take a break for a little minute. Like I said, when I get back in here, I'll probably be in here this afternoon, man. How bad is it? I gotta make a run real quick. Damn, I hate to go out in that snow. Shit. Alright, yeah, I just remembered. I thought I was just gonna chill for a minute, but nah, I gotta run an errand. Alright, so I'm gonna show the painting one more time before I get out of here. So ballin', this is my newest piece. Just finished that thing right there. It's looking super dope, extra fresh, hot off the press. Oh, damn. I got some other shit I need to do, too. All these responsibilities just keep rolling in right now. Fuck. Alright. Alright, everybody, hopefully everybody subscribe to the channel. That way y'all can catch me in here later on. Get that notification when I go back live again. Yo, peace. Till next time.